Well, friends, believe it or not, it's been 2 years. Personally, I recommend that you believe it because it is factual. It's been 2 years. But, these days, the fucking earth is flat, the moon is hollow, and vaccines kill. So you do you. That's a good way to start. Coming into this anniversary video, I was thinking, what do I do? What do I want to... How do I want to celebrate? What do I want to do, And it kind of occurred to me, I feel like I do a pretty good job of emphasizing and mentioning all of the positives that have come from this channel and the enjoyment I get, the community, the music. I mean, all of it. It's been wonderful, right? But like all things, nothing in life is perfect. And it's like, I think I'll talk about some of the things that make having a channel like this challenging. Because it's fun to do, and I think a lot of people would enjoy doing it themselves, but often you see the benefits, but you don't necessarily see the drawbacks of having a channel like this. And so I was like, okay, yeah, we'll talk about the challenges, the struggles, things that are sometimes hard. Before I get into all of these different things, I want everybody to know, overall, like I just said, the experience has been extremely positive. So really, it's been like 95% positive, 5 to 10% negative. So I'll do my best to not make it sound like I'm complaining. I'm not trying to complain. I'm not trying to whine. I'm not trying oh me, I need sympathy. No. This is just a part of reality, right? Just like if you're going to go on vacation to Hawaii for a week, you got to sit in traffic, drive into the airport, and that sucks. And nobody likes doing that. And it's just part of it, So there you go. I've got some things written down, obviously. We'll start with the most topical, what's actually happening right now, and that is Discord moderation. If you sign up for Patreon, one of the perks is you get access to the Discord server that we're in. I hang out there quite a bit. Honestly, I'm in there pretty often. I like to hang out in there. I like to be able to interact with people. It's fun. One of the drivers for me with the conversations with the community episodes was I want to interact with the community. I don't like the idea of here's me and then here's the community. No, I want to be part of the community. I think it's fun. I think it's important. And so Discord is obviously a great place for that. And we got it set up. And overall, I think the server is in a really good spot. It's been a great spot. Every now and then people get out of hand. No surprises there. But lately, and actually very recently, we've taken a turn in terms of moderation because for the whole time the server's been up, we've had no rules. If you go to the rules tab, there's no rules. Because rules for the online spaces, these online chat areas and stuff, rules don't exist to prevent people from doing something. That's not why they're there. Because people don't read the rules and they don't follow the rules. The rules exist so that when they break the rules, you can point to them and go, this is why you're being kicked out because you broke all these rules. That's the only reason why people put rules. Because generally speaking, people understand, don't be an asshole. But there are assholes and they do come in and they want to do their crazy shit. So that's why so many places have these rules. So they can just go, oh, you broke rule, this, and this, you're out. Whatever, right? These spaces, in my opinion, are difficult because you get the two hellscapes. You get the one where there's no moderation at all. And then people just start saying the most crazy, awful, toxic shit. And it's a terrible place to be. Or you get the other side where you can't say anything because you're banned. And you can't ask a question because you're banned. And you can't say, well, I disagree because you're banned. Neither of those are fun. The goal is always to find that sweet spot right in the middle. And I think overall, the server's been great. But the moderation team and myself, we've all been a little trigger shy on kicking people out. So over this weekend, we've actually kind of decided, okay, this person's gone, this person's gone. It's been a bit of an uproar. It happens. Some people are happy. Some people are unhappy. It happens. But really what we're doing with me driving it is just turning the dial a little bit. And then hopefully we'll see how things go. Hopefully it settles out. I kind of think that it will. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But it is a struggle. And, for me, it's tough because it's not something I want to spend a lot of effort on. I want a Discord server to be something that's fun and chill and low key, and I don't want to I don't want to shit on people who enjoy Discord more than I do or take it more seriously more than I do, but I have a lot of things going on, right? I've got a full-time job. I've got my family. I've got the channel. I've got hobbies, all this. So the idea of spending time to moderate is not something that is fun for me, Probably makes sense. But There you go. Well, I was going to branch off, but so I mean that's a struggle, that's a challenge, that's a current recent challenge. It's honestly, overall, in my opinion, it's been a pretty minor one. This is really the first time we've ever had to kind of like deal with shit. So even that, just a tiny sliver of a challenge. Another one that's kind of topical and current is the idea of I'm listening to the wrong album. Right? I'm reacting to the wrong album. And that one always cracks me up because the whole channel, it started off as a rocker reacting to hip hop, right? And my having basically no experience with the genre and having misconceptions and preconceived ideas and trying to challenge those biases and open up my mind to this different world. And I feel like I've done so. I enjoy hip hop. I love hip hop. I think it's great. Definitely all the ideas that I used to have 3 years ago about it are completely out the window. But there's still some core elements of the channel that remain true. And one of them is exploring new music. And I love doing that. I love now that I'm off doing albums that people following the channel have not heard. I love seeing comments like, oh, cool, I'm actually going to listen to this for the first time with Bob. I like that. I think that's neat. I think that's a fun idea. But sometimes it is funny to me where, yeah, the goal is to explore new music, but not that one. Yes, you need to listen to new stuff. Oh, not that. Not Ice Spice. No. Ooh, not Billy Woods. No. No, not Little Sims. Right? And, whatever. Everyone has their own opinion about what they enjoy, what they think is good, what they think is trash, etc. But it is funny to me sometimes when people get upset, like with the Little Sims one, the No Thank You album. There's some people, you shouldn't be listening to this. There's all these other great classics. And I get that. There's a lot of classic hip hop albums I have not listened to yet. But it's funny for me because Little Sims is in my top 5. Easily. She's probably, if I was going to do my top 5, it would be MF Doom, JPEG Mafia, Kendrick Lamar, Little Sims. And then I don't really know who number 5 would be. 5 is probably the harder position to pick than number 1, just because it's like, okay, this is the last person that clears everybody else, in my opinion. But it is funny, right? When people get upset about an album that I'm listening to, and it turns out I fucking love it. Like the Billy Woods album that I just did, Maps, love it. Fantastic album. So that's kind of funny. It's a challenge. It's a pretty minor challenge. It's a comment. Who cares, right? You move on. What's another one I've got? The BUAG, Bob's Underground Artist Gauntlet. I like Bob's Underground Artist Gauntlet. It's fun. I love that people come and hang out. I love that the artists come and hang out and they get to see literally strangers on the internet enjoy their music, give positive feedback. I think that's incredible for them. It inspires them. It lights the fire, kind of a thing. And then for us as listeners, it's great to be like, holy shit, that's the person that made the beat. Holy shit, like, bro, you're fire. That's fucking amazing. It's really cool, that like interaction that exists in this little community with this stream. But it takes a lot of time. I think of all the things that I do that are channel related, the BUAG takes up the most time because I have to go through message after message after message on Twitter. I have to create a list of all the songs. I got to listen to the songs. I have to sort out which ones I think are good versus not good, or maybe kind of good enough that I should keep in consideration, but not quite. And I got to write down the contact information, and I got to try and figure, okay, I have my own biases about what I like and what I dislike. And so maybe I don't think this one is good, but maybe everybody else thinks it's great. And I don't know. The BUAG, setting up the BUAG is very challenging. I think of all the things I've done channel related, that is the most challenging. Lots of time, lots of effort, and lots of, honestly, just like hand wringing. Like, God, I don't know. I don't know which ones to pick. And it's tough because I can't be too picky, right? Because then I don't have anything to present during the stream. And I can't be too, oh yeah, let's throw this in there, right? Because then it's like, if I start throwing in songs that are not good, objectively, like nobody really likes them, then it's like, well, what the fuck's Bob doing? Like, his taste in music is way off, right? So it's just this weird lane to try and exist within. And it's tough, very tough. Time management. That's another one that's challenging. With messages, I have in parentheses there, as the channel grows, as more people interact, there's more messages, just more, right? And so that's tough. During the pandemic, before the channel started, I think it was before the channel started, a lot of us got shut down, working from home and stuff like that. My entire professional career has been clearly defined work hours, like working shifts and schedules and things like that. And when I'm off, I'm off. So in my personal life, I've always had this thick wall between I'm working and I'm at work, and I'm at home and I'm not working. I'm not expected to send emails, pick up the phone, nothing. Like I'm off, I'm off. And so the pandemic was tough because working from home kind of blurred that line a little bit. And then now with the channel and doing stuff in my spare time, I like to game. I've got a couple monitors, and so I'll set up a game, and maybe I'm on Discord, and maybe like, this is kind of going on over here in the game. If I'm playing online something and I got to wait a minute or two for a thing to spawn or what have you, right? Oh, I'll check a message. I'll do that. And I always had this idea of, I'll kind of do this on the side while I'm trying to relax. But then what ends up happening is I'm not relaxing properly, and I'm also not even doing the thing on the side properly. Like I'm just taking my resources and splitting it. So I'm doing two things poorly instead of one thing well. That's always been a challenge. So fortunately, I was able to identify that and like realize, okay, I'm constantly like trying to do all these things at once. I need to stop. So I've gotten to a point where I recognize that, and I just shut things down. Okay. Not going to have Twitter open, not going to have Patreon open, not going to have this open. Just no messages right now, not doing that. Going to focus on, playing the game with my son. Going to focus on just watching videos, whatever, right? I'm just going to focus on the one thing. And that's helped a lot. But it is always a challenge because it's so easy to just, I'm just going to pull this up and just look real quick, right? And then all of a sudden it's been 15 minutes and I've really not done anything that well. In terms of time management, I feel like I've done pretty well with managing my time, especially with video creation, content creation, because I'm in this set schedule now. The reactions videos are on Friday. That's great. Additional thoughts is on Wednesday. That's kind of baked into the cake. I just do that towards the end of the day after I get home from work. Thursdays is usually a live stream in the evening. That's easy to manage. So the general structure of the channel right now, because I have these set schedules for when things happen, is it flows really easily because it's just part of my routine now. So that's nice. But really, it's been the messages. That's hard. It's harder to reply to comments, messages. There's just more, and I think everybody understands that. I'm sure everybody appreciates that. But that is always a challenge because sometimes I just feel bad because I love the fact that people will write up like 3 paragraphs about why they love this album or why it was such a big deal or how it impacted them in their life. Like, it's cool to see that. I love seeing that. But I do feel badly when there's things out there that I just don't see or I don't get to reply to or whatever. Consuming music versus enjoying music. This is a tough one. You guys might be surprised. Maybe you need to sit down. I'm gonna share a truth with all of you right now. I like listening to music. I know. The truth finally comes out, right? Holy shit. I like listening to music. Something that has been difficult with the channel, and keep in mind, I do love the structure. I love that I do a reaction on Friday. I spend time with it the rest of the week, and then I post additional thoughts on Wednesday. I like that, other reaction channels, I kind of don't like the idea of, I'm going to listen to it one time and talk about how great it is and then never, ever listen to it again. Like, what's the point? It feels like pandering to me at that point. That's why I like the structure that exists now. I feel like it separates my channel from other channels. But there are so many times when I feel like 1 week with an album is not enough. It's really not enough. And of course I can go back and listen to stuff, but as each week goes by and on that week I focus on an album, maybe I'll go back to the previous weeks or, but as time marches on, the previous albums just kind of bump off. They just slide off of my attention and that's it. And in a way, I don't want to say it sucks because I just don't want it to sound like that, but it is challenging. It's different because I really do enjoy listening to music And there are so many albums that I have in my life that I listened to when I was in high school and from then on. And you create a special bond with the albums when you spend a lot of time with an album. It just becomes ingrained in your memory where you'll listen to a song and you'll flash back to, oh shit, I remember I was doing this, or I was going through a hard time, or like you just remember. Like if I put on the Chevelle album, What's Next, I immediately think of dirt biking out in the desert outside of San Diego. Well, north of San Diego, but because I would listen to that and I would listen to System of a Down, Toxicity on the way up I-15 going out to the desert. I would listen to those two albums all the time. So anytime I put those on, I picture myself half the time driving down I-15 on my way to the desert to go ride with my dad and with my friends and just have a fucking great time. Only spending a week with an album, you don't get that special bond. And not like you're going to do that with every album, but it does just make the experience different. And I don't like the idea of consuming art, because that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be something that is appreciated and it kind of touches you in a certain way, if it touches you. Not all art does, obviously. But it's different, like a movie, you can watch a movie a couple times. Oh yeah, okay, cool, I've seen it. Music, for me, because I enjoy it so much, I like to spend more time with it. And so sometimes it does bum me out when I go, fuck, I don't even remember what I listened to 4 weeks ago, So that's a thing. There was also a time when I was trying to do an album reaction on Monday, album reaction Friday, EP on Monday, and the BUAG tracks on Thursday. And it was essentially just too much new music. I couldn't handle it. I was overloaded, so I had to back off. You guys probably remember that last fall. I kind of shut down the BUAG, took a break, restructured it. It's much better now. I like it now. It's a lot easier to manage. But there you go. Copyright issues. Copyright risks that are involved with having a reaction channel. So there's a channel called Brad and Alex. They're a couple. They do reactions to rock music. I'm assuming they came from the hip-hop world. But they do reactions to rock music. And they currently have gone through a bunch of copyright strikes. For whatever reason, the people that manage the Eagles and their online content. So it's not even the band. It's not even the label that owns the rights to the songs. It's the people managing the online distribution. They just up out of nowhere gave that channel 2 copyright strikes. Now, if you get 3 strikes, your channel's fucking deleted. Gone. It's over. That's it. And so it was interesting watching their experience and kind of listening to what they had to go through and how it just came out of nowhere. And reaction channels are strange in the YouTube space because there's always this just, what is the dagger of Damocles or whatever the fuck it's called, right? There's always this chance where you could just go and it's over. And there's nothing, well, I shouldn't say there's nothing you can do about it, but there's not a lot that you can do about it. YouTube as a platform really doesn't seem to care about the creators. It seems more to care about just putting itself in a position where they don't get sued and they don't give a fuck about anything else. They just want to sell ads and not get sued. And so their copyright system is easily abused. I'm sure all of you are at least familiar with it. You can look up video after video talking about it, how awful it is. I don't mind. It kind of sucks, but I don't mind when my reaction videos get copyright claimed because it's their music. Fine, whatever. I hope there's like this unspoken agreement where they're claiming my videos and making all this ad money off of it while also not attempting to sue me for having Patreon and making money off of it. Hopefully there's this unspoken agreement there. We'll see what happens. But it does make it scary when I consider the idea of, okay, well, what if I want to go full time? What if I decide to quit my job that pays well because the channel's going well and all this other stuff, and then 6 months later, some asshole just decides, nope, we're going to copyright strike you, and it's over. That's a serious thing to consider. Very serious thing to consider. So that's just a thing. It's nice right now because I still have a full-time job that I don't have to worry about that. I mean, I still kind of worry about it. Not so much a worry, but something that just exists in a space in my mind because it's a possibility. But there's also nothing I can do about it. So I guess just kind of keep doing my thing, That's all you can do, unfortunately. But it is a challenge. It is something that I have to consider carefully when I make certain decisions because it's a real thing. And there you go. The last topic I have, I feel like this is the best one. That's why I saved it. Envy and impatience. Envy and impatience. It is so easy because I feel like my channel is successful. I'm very happy with where things are. I have no complaints, honestly. But it is so easy to go on YouTube and look at other channels and see other things happening to other people and go, man, I wish that was me, right? And I think we can all connect with this on a personal level in some way, whether it's a fucking YouTube channel, somebody's relationship, their job, whatever, right? It is so easy to look at the world with eyes of envy or impatience. I think they kind of go hand in hand, right? Like you envy a thing and then you want the thing and now you don't want to have to wait for the thing. You feel like you deserve it now and all this other stuff. You know, Kevin and Connor, Turning the Tables, their channel started about the same time as mine did. They fucking blew up. I think they've got, I'm at like 90,000 subscribers. They're at like 590. They're just huge, right? Blew up. Great guys. Obviously, I love having a relationship with them. It's really cool. Having gone up there and visited them in Vancouver is fucking great. They're great people, great family. I mean, obviously, no judgment or anything like that. But sometimes it's easy to look at a video and go, well, how come I did the same thing and how, you know? And it's a real thing. And every now and then I'll catch myself and it's like, just stop. Just stop. It's okay. It's okay. Not everything I do is going to blow up and be big. You know, I feel like maybe as a society, as a culture, we've kind of created this false idea of if you keep going and you keep trying and you keep doing, you're going to get the thing. That's not true. Yes, you can keep going. It is true if you quit, you won't get the thing, whatever it is you're pursuing. That's true. But the other idea is not true. How many successful professional sports players have never won a championship? How many incredible athletes have worked their ass off their entire lives and they never won the big game? It's a thing. It happens, you know? And there's some great music out there. I mean, I think in the musical space, it's probably one of the best places to see it most, right? Incredible music, especially going through BUAG tracks. I'm going to do a review for an album called Eat Your Food by Wits Music and Smitty. Great album. Nobody's really listened to it. And why is that? Fuck if I know, you know? That's just how life is sometimes. Sometimes people go out there and they do incredible things and no one notices. It is what it is, man. It's strange. So one of the things I do to help calm myself down is go, look, okay. You could easily go, okay, you know, well, I just want to get to this subscriber number, or I want to have this many of this or whatever. That. Okay, that's true. That's fine. That's great. But you know what happens when you set those goals? You get to the goal and then you just turn around and make another goal with a bigger number and the chase fucking continues. It's kind of a waste of time, in my opinion. To me, it's very important to just focus on right here, right now, what's good, what's positive. Because if I don't, what's the point? What's the point? If all I'm going to do is look ahead and I want to get to that thing, I want to get to that thing. And then as that goal comes and blows right on by because I'm just looking at the next one, it's all just a waste of time, you know? And I think that's true in general for life. You just got to do whatever you can to appreciate what's happening now. It changes so fast. It goes so fast. So you just got to try. You gotta try. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easy to get upset and go, fucking, I should be this and that. Whatever. Another thing I do is I will, if I have a hard time letting go of certain things, I'll look to my own heroes, right? Geddy Lee, who is the bass player and vocalist for Rush. I remember watching an interview with him and he was talking about their early years. If you don't know Rush, legendary rock band, 40 years of making music, touring, albums, etc. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, finally. And there's an interview where he was talking about those early years and, you know, they're working and they're touring and they're trying and nothing's really happening and it's taken forever and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, but then when you look back, you just go, yeah, it was just a couple of years. Like it really wasn't that long. But when you're in the moment, when you're in the, you know, the field and you're trying to fight and push through, it feels like a long time at the moment. But when it's over and you look back, it's just a glimpse, you know, a blink of an eye type of thing. And then there's another musician, Maynard, who's the singer for Tool. It's some interview where he's talking about, you know, sometimes it just takes a while for people to get it, what you're doing, you know? And not to say that I'm doing something so innovative and new and groundbreaking that no. But just the concept of it takes a while sometimes for people to catch on, for people to realize, for people to enjoy it, whatever, you know, that's all it is. And so the whole crux of it all is just relax. That's it. Just relax. Don't get all wound up in it. Don't turn your own life into where you're a rat in a cage and you're just running in circles trying to get out. Just chill. Just chill. Whatever is going to come is going to come. Obviously, make the best decisions that you can to put you on the path that you want to be on. It's going to go left or right. Sometimes, you know, shit just goes astray. That's how it is. That's life. There's nothing you can do about it. You can react in a positive way. You can react in a negative way. Either way, it's your own fucking life. So, you know, have fun in whichever decision you make. But sometimes, man, the envy stuff, like it was so cool. And I didn't really, no, I was jealous. I did tell my wife this. There was about a half hour. I was like, holy shit, there was a part of me that is super jealous about this. When John Denton basically got that fucking shout out tweet from The Weeknd. I mean, that is legit. That is super legit. And that's so cool. I love that John got that. But it's so easy to have a portion of your own self go, man, I wish I got that, you know? But then when you think about it too, it's cool as it is and awesome and well-deserved and all those things, then it's over, right? And so if you're desperate for those moments, if you're desperate for those things, but then they just blow on by, you're kind of right back to where you were. You know, so what is it that we're actually trying to get when we're looking at these things with eyes of envy? I don't know sometimes. I really don't know. And I'm kind of off into the philosophical weeds right now, but that's kind of the point. You know, it's a lot of this stuff has been fun for me because the channel has offered some self-discovery, I suppose. There have been moments of like scary realization of, holy shit, I used to think this way about these types of people. And I was so fucking wrong, so wrong. And I have no idea how I was so wrong. And I have no idea how those ideas got into my head. And I never realized it until I dug into it. That concept is pretty fucking scary because I'm sure it applies to myself in other areas where I don't even realize it. And then I think about, okay, well, what about everybody else on the planet? And all these ideas and opinions that we have, and we're so sure about them. And what are they even based on? I don't know. Sometimes that one gets a little too deep for me, and I just go, no, okay, we're going to not worry about that. There you go. About a half hour. Not bad. Not bad. So there's the struggles. There's the challenges that sometimes exist with having a hip-hop album reaction channel. Of all things. Of all things. Hopefully that was kind of neat for you guys to see. I don't know. Maybe this doesn't make sense to do, but I felt like it was something different, something interesting, hopefully. Again, this whole experience has been fantastic. I mean, to be able to do this for 2 years and really to keep sustained momentum, keep growing, keep going is pretty impressive to me. I appreciate everyone who's been part of the community, leaving comments, suggesting albums, telling me I'm listening to the wrong albums, right? Everything. It's just all made it part of the experience. It's been a great experience. And even though there are challenges sometimes, things that are difficult to deal with and maybe frustrating and whatever, the whole has been absolutely positive, kind of life-changing. I don't like to toss that term around because I feel like it starts to sound like cliche, but, you know, my son and I are riding dirt bikes now because of Patreon money. I mean, that's fucking amazing. That's amazing, right? All right. Y'all take care. I hope you had a lovely Memorial Day weekend, and hopefully I can see you again 1 year from now with another video celebrating the anniversary. All right, y'all. Take care.